Hey, how you doing? It's Mark from JC Video. I just want to take a moment and thank you for purchasing our products. Today we are going to make a video and show you how to assemble the ARC30. We are here in our studio with nice bright lights, so the shine on the top of this head isn't going away anytime soon. Don't adjust your set. All right, it's just going to take a couple minutes to go ahead and familiarize yourself with everything that we need, and then we'll go ahead and knock it together. In 10-15 minutes, we should be ready to roll out the door and capture some video on the tee. Okay. All right, so off to the side here, I have everything we have sent you. All right, we'll just kind of go through everything so you are familiar. Obviously, keyboard, mouse. This is the mouse shelf. We have our camera. We have a couple of quarter 20 bolts. Our quarter turn quick connectors, cotter pins, axle. We have our impact sensor, our battery cables is what we'll put on the battery. We have two power supplies, okay? One for the unit, one for the laptop. We'll put those in. You'll see what those are as we go along. We have two network cables, one short one, one long one. These will be used for whether we're going to put the camera on the unit or on the tripod. Our battery box, a little basket. This goes on the unit. Of course, our wheels and tripod. Hopefully you have rewind. If we go through things too quick, you'll be able to go back and see what that is again. All right, on this side, we have the unit and the cart. All right, so we're going to start with the cart, and we're just going to go ahead and put the axle through, the wheels on, put the battery tray down, bolt everything into place, get it upright. All right, so, all right, we'll just move this in position so you can see just a little bit, and we'll take with the axle, and sometimes the axle is a pretty tight fit. So we just put it through one side, then through the other. So if you put it through one side and you can't get it through right there because it's notched, okay, just give it a little bang with the wheel. You shouldn't really need a hammer. It's not that tight, okay? Get it fixed into the right position. Off it goes. All right. Your two little cotter pins going to go in each side. Okay, and the other wheel. Alrighty. You are now an expert wheel putter on her. Okay, let's flip her over and put the battery tray. You got two quarter 20 bolts, 1/2 inch long. Put this up. These bolts go one on each side. Alright, pretty easy so far. Okay, let me go ahead and pop this up. And we are upright, but we're not off the ground yet. All right, we're going to put our battery box on. And right about now, we're going to say, okay, probably safe to say that you have got your battery by now, okay? The battery would be going inside the box. So let's put the battery box right here, and your battery go inside. Okay, at that point, we're going to connect our red and black cables, okay? Red to positive, black to negative. It's not like I'm talking down to you. I know you probably know that. But since I've hooked it up backwards myself, I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate. Make sure you get red to positive, black to negative. Otherwise, the system's not going to be happy. Okay. After you hook up the battery, this cable is a dual connector. You can see it's got two reds, two blacks. These are unisex connectors, so you cannot connect them backwards. Okay. There's no male, no female. Okay. One goes to the battery charger. The other one goes to power the unit. So coming off the battery, you have two connections to the battery, one from the charger, one to power the unit. If you're not using it, leave it powered. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this off for now. Okay, you put the top on the battery. Okay, and it's got little ears. Okay, I like to put these ears to the inside. Okay, all right, here we go. Get your foot off there. All right, and where's the other half of my leg here? All right, we'll fish that out of there. Bring this up, and this doesn't do a figure eight, nothing fancy right here, just goes through one time. Okay, pulls tight. Okay, nice and tight. Push this down. Okay, you're going to lift this up, stuff this through here. Whoops. Okay, pull that down. Check that every once in a while, make sure that doesn't come loose. We don't want that battery, flopping around and coming out of position or tilting too much. All right, now let's put on the fence. Okay. The fence has two different sides, okay? We have the vertical legs and a horizontal, okay? The horizontals are going to go to the outside. That's the only way it fits, okay? So the fence sticks right here, right around the battery, okay? There's little perforated holes, and everything goes right into position like this. All right, now the ears as you stuck through there, if you don't want this to come out, you can take a wrench on the other side and bend those up so that they don't move. Okay, so you've got the battery connected. Your battery in place. Let's go ahead and pop the unit on, okay? All right, so we have this little shelf right here. These collapsible shelf has spring-loaded studs. Okay, so these spring-loaded studs go up into position, clip into place. One on each side. All right. The tray itself, two little studs that come out from each side. These studs match the corresponding holes in the back of the unit. All right. So I'm sure you're right up to speed with me and you've done everything. Oh, maybe not. All right. So I've done this before. We do have an advantage. And hopefully it's not too difficult. All right. So once I've got that slid into place, I have these quarter turns, okay? These should fit right down through the case. I'm going to find the low point, okay? Push down, turn it 1/4 of a turn. Hence the name quarter turn latches. Okay, I'll put this inside. All right, now we've got that into position, okay? Let me go ahead and spin this around. We'll just keep cooking and hooking up things. All right, let's see here. Probably a good time to install the mouse shelf, all right? So the mouse shelf, okay, it's going to go right in here, okay? Right between the quarter turns, okay? Give that a pop. Fits nice and tight. And the mouse and the keyboard, all right. So we're going to put the keyboard in, okay? We'll just lay that on top of the computer, okay? Plug it into the USB port on the side, okay? And with the mouse, if you've taken this out of the package, we'll take the mouse. It's got another quarter little USB right here on this side, okay? And we'll put that right there. Beautiful. Okay. Now, if you're on battery, okay, let me just go turn. If you're on battery, this little XLR connector right here, okay, orient that into the right place, connect it, and you're powered, okay? The battery has two different types of voltage, 12 volts, 19 volts. One to power the laptop, one to power the system, okay? For right now, we're going to leave this unplugged because we're going to run this on electricity. This is now where we're going to show you what these extra power supplies were for. Alrighty. So we have two power supplies so that we can power this unit up. Let's go ahead and lay this down right here. Okay, and turn this back. All right. One for the laptop, just in case you need to use the laptop independently. Laptop's just Velcro strapped in there. You can take the laptop out. Okay, you can take it out and take it home with you, do whatever you want with it. And we needed, for that reason, to have a separate power supply just for the laptop, because if you want to take it home, you don't want to take the whole system home and have two bulky power supplies. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull these little wire tabs off. Okay, and off we go. Yes, this is your time to catch up. Alrighty. Okay, we'll plug this into this power strip that we have here. And we're going to run this right through the side of the case and into the laptop for power. Okay, now this is only for running on electricity, which is what we're on right now. If we're running on a battery, you'll use the internal connections. You won't have to deal with this. All right. Then we have the other power supply, which powers the unit. Okay. All right. It's got the big XLR connector. It's going to power the screen and the camera. And we'll take that and we'll plug that in. All right, now we are running on AC. We're in the AC mode. All right, so what we've done here is we have configured the laptop so that you can use the laptop when the lid is down on the laptop itself. So we pull the straps off, we lift the lid open. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Pull these straps off, lift the lid open, hit power. Okay. Once I hit power, close the lid, put the straps back on, secure the laptop in place, okay, pull my keyboard, and now I'm going to be able to operate the laptop with keyboard, mouse, shelf, with the laptop lid closed. This is the screen that we operate the laptop from. All right. While that finishes booting up, let's go ahead and talk about the camera and the cable. I'll bring my tripod over here and put my camera and cable. We have two cables, okay? One cable is for using the camera on a tripod. One is for using the camera, okay, with the system. So you have a little arm right here, okay? I'll pop this shelf out. You have a little arm right here. If you want to use the camera on this arm, you just put it on this knuckle, and you can roll in and out. That would be where you would use this nice short cable. But since we're going to use the longer one today, we're going to put this shelf, we're going to swing this back into the non-working position. Put our mouse shelf back in here, okay? Put our mouse back, and we're going to go over the camera cable. All right, so your camera cable has two different ends, obviously, like most cables. I'll just go ahead and throw that down. Let it behave. All right. One end, you can see, versus the other end, is staggered differently. This is because your camera has got a little pigtail on here for power, okay? So your communications goes here, your power goes here, and that makes a nice connection. And I already have got the plate. I cheated, okay? I have the clip for the tripod, what I call the tripod shoe. I've already put that back on the camera. So we just go ahead and slip this here, and you may have a slightly different model camera, but that's okay. Or not camera, the tripod, all right. We take the cable, other end of the cable, we're gonna plug this into the system, all right? So I'm gonna, once again, through the hole. Okay, I'm going to power using the light connector, red and black, little uniset connector right there. Okay, and that provides my voltage. And then I'm going to take my network jack and put this right into the side of the computer. And I'm going to do this without even my glasses on. I've done it again. Okay, now, cameras run a little warm. We actually even have a sticker on the camera that says, hey, runs warm, it's okay, that's how it goes. All right. We are down to, all right, so we've got our Windows 8 started up. Now Windows 8 is just, it's a good operating system. It's just a little funky on the screen. Not my personal favorite, but you know what? We're good to go with it, all right? As you can see, the screen is up right here. I like to go from the desktop. Of course, I need to turn my mouse on, okay? All your icons and programs are actually right here, okay? So you can get to anything. We wanted to launch JC Video, it's right here. I like to go to a more familiar look called the desktop, okay? So I'm going to double click on the desktop. Now, from the desktop in Windows 8, everything is back corner. If I want to go back to that screen, I just put my mouse in the bottom left corner, okay? And I click, there it goes. Click on the desktop, there it goes. Now, if I want to power off, this is something I had to ask. I called my IT guy, hey, how do you shut Windows 8 off? All right, let's pin the mouse down in the other corner, the bottom right corner. You have another menu that comes up, settings, okay, power off. I thought they'd kind of important that you know that. All right, so let's go ahead and launch JC Video. Okay, and while we're waiting for that to come up, what I want to go over is the camera, okay? So let's zoom right in here nice and tight to this camera, okay? We have three lenses on the camera, or three lenses, three rings on the lens for the camera. This is focus, this is light, this is zoom. So if you zoom in and out, you need to focus, okay? All right, so actually, let's see here. Okay, we actually have a picture on the screen. So let's go ahead and bring a picture on the screen, and I'll just show you what I mean by zooming and focusing, okay? So let's go ahead and zoom in on this little impact trainer bag we have right here, okay? So if I zoom, there's a nice clean focus right there, okay? But if I zoom out, okay, I need to refocus, okay? Okay, zoom in, okay, refocus. Now, okay, it's a little dark here because we don't have all the lights on. I don't want to blind myself while we're doing this video. But a good rule of thumb is the light ring, okay, the light ring you don't really need to mess with because we have a script that says, okay, just pin the light ring all the way open. If you're looking at to the face of the camera to the right, set the light ring all the way to the right, which is the center ring. Tighten, snug down the locking screw, and you're good to go there with the light. You don't need to mess with the light. The shutter is automatically adjusted up to 1/100,000th of a second. Okay. Once you have the camera framed and focused, and let me just go ahead and pull up a clip here, and I'll show you the best way to deal with that is to, the tighter you zoom the camera, the better picture you're going to get. So this picture on the screen right here, if I was to shoot this myself, I would have framed this in just a little bit tighter, okay? I would have taken the top of the screen, okay, and put it about right here, okay? The bottom of the screen's pretty good. Let's see here, I might even cheat there just a little bit. Okay, all right. That way, when the subject swings back, I actually see the club. I might have moved that up just a little bit. Okay. Okay. I want to see the club on the downswing in every frame. But in the backswing, I don't really care if the club leaves the picture. Just keep in mind, the tighter you zoom your camera, the better image you're going to get. This is a personal recommendation, certainly not a principle, preference rather than principle, as we all know. All right. A good rule of thumb is zoom it, frame it about 3 to 4 steps. So I would say on my tee, I'm going to take 3 or 4 steps. I'm going to take 4 steps back from my hitting station. I plop my camera down. I know then I'm going to go ahead and my framing is going to be good. All I need to do is pan up, down, left, or right to frame in my subject, and I'm good to go. That way, if they move a little bit left or right as they use up turf on the tee, you don't really have to adjust anything but just move the camera slightly one way or the other. Okay. The impact sensor also included with your system is your impact sensor. We'll just go ahead and spin this off. This will just lay by the ball, a foot or 2 from the ball, and every time the sound of impact happens, the system will automatically capture a clip. You can actually set it to auto repeat. So what I'll do is I'll set the system between face on and down the line, and then I'll just swing my camera, okay, whichever direction I want it to be, either down the line or face on. Really quite easy. The impact sensor lays by the ball. I'll sometimes even turn the unit so that my customer can see it. So he hits impact, I have it on arm auto capture, auto repeat, okay? Automatically captures the swing off the sound of club striking the ball. Will automatically pull that swing up on the screen and replay it in slow motion once, twice, 3 times, whatever you set it for. Anytime during that replay, you can click on the screen and maintain control of the screen, or you can let it finish its replay and it will rearm itself waiting for that cycle to happen again. All right? Very easy. So you can face the unit so you're facing the same direction and see the screen, or you can turn it so the student can see it as well. You can basically teach hands-free. A couple of things we want to warn you about. We have in the past had a number of screens on back because when people travel with it, or let's say I want to roll up and down the tee, okay? Let's go ahead and throw this down here. If you plop your mouse right here, okay, and you tip the unit back, okay, and this unit falls on the mouse, oops, that's a big problem, okay? So if I'm going to move the system, okay, what I'm going to do is I'll take the mouse, I will put it inside the case, I'll go ahead and put this down, okay? I don't need to, you do need to lock it, sorry. I don't need to take the mouse shelf out. But what I can do is simply just fold this down, okay, and this is how I would travel, okay? Pick up my camera, wrap up my cords, put it in the basket, and I can go up and down the tee. It only takes a second to set back up. So once I'm ready to set back up, I pull this up, and I'm ready to go once again, okay? Picture comes back on. Clean, neat, and simple. Don't forget that when the laptop is in the case, don't just close the case because the laptop's running. We need to go start, shut down. I don't need to open the laptop to shut her down. I can use my mouse commands right here, pin on the bottom, start right, shut down. The battery, if you're not using it, leave it plugged in. You've got your charger right here, okay? So every time you plug in your charger, okay, this indicator, this light indicator, needs to go red. Red at night. When you leave the system, you should leave it. When you plug it in, it should be charging. When you come back in the morning, it should be green. If it's still charging when you come back in the morning, you've got a problem with the battery. Okay? Well, that's about it. We just want you to be careful. We want you to have fun. We want you to make money with your system. It's a great presence out on the range. It's like a magnet. You pull this out on the range and people will instantly come over and see, and I'm sure that's one of the reasons you bought it. We think it's a great product. If you have any problems whatsoever or if you have any questions, please feel free to call us. We certainly appreciate your business and we look forward to working with you.